Phil, they got a lot of people coming back on defense. What do you see there? A lot of experience. I know they forced some turnovers.
Well, they have 10 guys that have started on defense back, and they've been playing in the same system for the last 2, 3, 4 years, depending on what year the players are. And so there's a lot of continuity defensively, and there's also a lot of confidence. I think, you know, Cliff is a friend of mine. I followed his team for years. We opened with Texas Tech in 2015, and I know that improving on the defensive side of the football has been a major issue there, and they've gotten systematically better over the years. And I think this is what it seems to me is the first year they're coming back into a season with some really high confidence on the defensive side of the football, because it's probably their most talented group of defensive players that they've had since Cliff has been there, and it's also maybe the most veteran-laden team that they've had on defense. And so those two things right now I think are huge for them, and they have a lot of confidence on that side of football.
Coach, I know you and Kingsbury are friends. When was the last time you talked to him, particularly with you guys opening the season against each other this year? And how much back and forth do y'all do in terms of sharing knowledge?
Truthfully, I think Cliff is one of the best game plan guys on offense that I know. That I think he's one of the best in the college game. And so I make it a point to see him every year if I can. Of course, we didn't get together this year. Talked to him last week via text. We're going to talk on the phone tonight, but he does a great job of game planning explosive plays and game planning touchdowns. And you know, he's not going to spend time to put in a sprint out package to throw a 5-yard hitch. He's gonna put time and energy into investing into plays that are explosive and create touchdowns. And that initially was my interest in some of the things that he does. And you know, I don't think that's going to change this year. I think he's been game planning on this for quite some time now.
Hey, Phil, don't I remember that there were some Texas Tech, Mike Leach influences on you in this offense, right? Could you give us a kind of a Cliff Notes version of that, how you came to, I guess, devise your offense?
Well, you know, I met Mike Leach in '96, and '96, '97 in Kentucky, when he was with Al Mummy in Kentucky and the SEC. And right around that time is when I adopted the air raid philosophy with regards to the passing game. And that's been what I've done ever since. It's what we're doing here in the passing game. People look at us and say, well, that's not air raid. And you know, from an X's and O's and a formation standpoint, that's not what you expect to see. We're not doing what Washington State does. We're not doing what they initially did at Texas Tech. But philosophically, chasing space and creating separation versus man coverage and doing all those things in terms of attacking space, both in the run game and in the pass game, that hasn't changed since I met him. I believe in that philosophy. That's what we do here. I think our guys are good at it. And but there's always going to be a physical downhill run element in the offense, and that might be, I think, maybe the biggest difference. And I met Cliff in the early '90s when he was, in the early 2000s when he was playing quarterback for Mike, and I'd say over the past 5 or 6 years I've got to know him, really well.